All right, what is up, guys? VV back with another video. And in today's video, we got a spicy one here. Not so much what I have to say, but just what's being done over in the Western format. Us, we're like the guinea pigs over here in the West and with the English format. New ban list targets red decks in the English format. Okay, I'm having to use OnePieceTopDecks.com for the website here because like the main One Piece, at least the English version of the OnePiece-cardgame.com website, it doesn't have this these rules updates that we're talking about. Even when you go over to the rules here, y'all tell me if I'm looking over it. I don't see it. This is November 4th, 2022. I don't see it anywhere. So again, I'm sorry if I don't see it on here. So I'm just going to have to use a website that I trust, and I've seen this all over the all over Discord and stuff. But maybe they posted the original update on like a Twitter or something, and I don't use any social media. So all right, let's hop into it. Nami Searcher is gone. It is banned. It's not restricted. It is banned. The leader, Newgate, banned. Curly Dadan is banned. Excuse me. Marco, again, restricted down to 1. Just a lot of stuff going on here, guys. I'm going to be honest. I agree with the Newgate ban. I've said this since I came into the game. We're going to read the statement from the team in just a second. But since I got into this game, I said, yeah, this card is not fair. Like, at least in my personal opinion, speaking specifically from a design and game development standpoint, yeah, if the average power leader is 5,000, all of the leaders up to this point in the West, because remember, we don't have Red, Purple, Luffy yet in the West. Every leader is 5,000 power. And then Newgate is 6,000. Okay, well, that inherently is a bonus, right? That by itself is a bonus in the sense that anytime that I have to use a 1K counter as a 5,000 power leader, Newgate doesn't even, get attacked. You know what I mean? You can't even attack him. And then on top of that, he has 6 life. That's 6 extra cards he's going to draw over the course of the game. Whereas a monocolored leader is only going to draw 5, and a dual color leader is only going to draw 4. Y'all see where this is going. I know I've talked about this before. I won't stay on it for too long. Let me go ahead and read what these guys have to say down here. This is from the... Let me zoom out just a little. There we go. Perfect. This is from the One Piece card game team. Hello, One Piece Pirates. Thank you for playing the One Piece card game. On July 28th, we added 3 cards to the restricted cards list as a measure to mitigate the high usage and win rate of red decks and leader cards, Zoro, Law, and Newgate. Despite these restrictions, we have continued to see these decks play a prominent role in the metagame. In order to provide a more enjoyable user experience of the One Piece card game and promote deck and gameplay diversity, we will add the following cards to the banned and restricted card list starting on November 10th. So that is 8 days away from the time of me recording this. These and other cards may be removed from the banned and restricted card list in the future based on developments in the metagame and the release of new cards. So there you go, guys. They're saying Red's winning too much. I don't think anyone's surprised by that, to be completely honest. But at the same time, what do you guys think about this ban? I don't want to spend too much time attacking it because I do have my own personal opinions, and I think everyone here knows my opinions. And if you want to know my personal opinion on any certain card, just message me in the comment section below or hit me up on Discord. Either one's fine with me. I'm just going to give a quick overview of it. Number 1, I don't think Nami should have been banned. Number 2, I think Edward Newgate should have been banned. I think he should have been banned last. Like, I don't think this card should have ever been printed. And then number 3, I'm impartial to Dadan. I think Trafalgar Law should be banned. That's just me personally. And it's not that I have anything against Trafalgar Law or Red Green or anything like that. I just think the leader's effect is a bit too powerful. I've talked about this in previous videos, and I just simply think that Red Green Trafalgar Law generates too much Dawn. Like, it's able to exploit too much Dawn with its leader's effect. And that's not to say that the deck doesn't require skill. It's never anything to do with that, guys. Let's not go down the insecurity path, like the insecurity arguments. This is just a simple matter of raw numbers and raw data. Now, one thing that I don't like is this idea that, we have to restrict Zoro. Where was it? It was, they were trying to combat. I actually think Zoro was fine. Because for those who know me and for those who follow me, excuse me, yes, I completely think that every single game, at least card game, we're talking about TCGs in particular, and it can probably be tied to other things as well, should be tied around a triad of game balance, a rock, paper, scissors style of development. So that way, Zoro's doing well, and it's an aggro deck. Okay, well, how do we fix that? Well, we need a strong mid-range deck to compete against it. Okay, well, what happens if that mid-range deck is too strong? Well, then we need to create a strong control deck to compete with the mid-range deck. Yeah, but what if that control deck is too strong? Now it goes back to the strong aggro deck to keep it in check. It's just a perfect thing to do. It's like a perfect way to balance a game, and it only makes sense. So I'm not all for the Zoro restrictions or bans or nerfs or whatever, but the restrictions aren't as bad. I will say that. Like, going down to 1 Marco, I do think this card is a little too powerful. That's just me personally. I think this card's a little too strong. But so I get the restriction on a card like this. I don't get the ban on Nami. I don't get that personally. Curly Dedan, I don't know why this card was ever printed. I don't know why they would. Why would you think it's a good idea to create a 2-cost searcher that searches up 1-cost red characters, like with no tribal affinity, just looks up anything it wants to that's a red card? And in fact, I think I've said this before in previous videos. I think every color should have a searcher like Nami. Yeah, well, not like Nami, but I think that I'm just going to say it like this. I think that every single color should have a 1-cost 3,000 power searcher with no counter, because I think that's a little too powerful. I think it should be a 1-cost 3,000 power searcher that searches for anything of that color. So in other words, I would want Nami to be 1-cost 3,000 power on play. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck. Pick 1 red card. Like, it doesn't matter if character, event, stage. Pick 1 red card to add it to your hand. Put the rest of the bottom of your deck in any order, and then do that for every flavor, right? So the deck that would have the black searcher would still be like, maybe, I don't know, maybe it'd be something like, I still think it should be look at top 5, or maybe make it look at top 4. Put 1 in your hand, 1 on the bottom, 2 in the trash, something along those lines. They'd have to balance that part, but anyway, y'all get the point. I just think that. I don't know. I don't like how many searchers there are in this game. And look what it does. Okay, because there's so many searchers in this game, we're going to have to ban 2 of them because they were so powerful. Okay, now chiming off that, this goes into my Trafalgar Law argument. Why would you ban all these searchers when it's really just a single leader? Well, it was 2 leaders because of Newgate. We already know about Newgate. There were 2 leaders that really were abusing this. Newgate was just an incredibly powerful, overpowered leader at 6,000 power, drawing you 6 cards over the course of like 4 turns. You guys know how Newgate works. You take a few hits if you have to. You get the point. But then, like, the Nami and the Dedan, I really don't quite understand. I just don't know. Why not ban the leader? That's the problem. Or I've even heard some people suggest. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comment section below. There's a rule in excuse me. There's a rule in Flesh and Blood. Don't worry, I'm not going to talk about Flesh and Blood, but I want to tell y'all about this really cool living legend rule, I think is what it's called, where after a leader wins a certain amount of championships, we're talking like regional, large-scale tournaments. After a leader wins a certain amount of large-scale tournaments, that leader is now, it's not so much that it's banned, but it becomes restricted in the pro tournament, the pro scene, the regional tournaments. You can no longer play that at the large competitive scale, or the large scale competitive tournaments. So, I don't know. What do y'all think about that? I'm sorry if I explain that clumsy. If I was clumsy in explaining that, I'll explain in the comment section below if you need me to. Just ask. But yeah, I just have to say that, like with Newgate, okay, in order to slow down Newgate, first they banned Moby Dick. Okay, then they restricted, the 9-cost Newgate, the Radical Beam, and the 4-cost Marco. And then, in banning Newgate, they also restrict the Marco? It's a little strange to me, guys. It really is. But, guys, that's really all I'm going to get into. I don't want to, like, talk anything crazy. I'm not trying to give it, like, a crazy hot take. I just wanted to update everybody. I want to leave y'all with a question. Okay, number 1, how do y'all feel about these bans? So, 2 questions. Number 1, what do y'all think? Like, do y'all agree with Nami? Do you agree with Newgate, Curly Dedan, and the restriction on Marco, or no? Which ones, which ones do you agree with, which ones do you not agree with, and why? Like, give us an explanation. So that's the first. That's question A, right? Even though it's like a 4-part question. The second question is this. Do you actually think this is going to slow down Red-Green Trafalgar Law? Some people I've heard say, oh, absolutely, red-green Trafalgar Law is just completely dead. I don't know if I fully believe that, guys. I mean, like, for example, I actually think that red-green Law is going to take on the film package. Like, it's like I feel like there's two different directions that red-green Law can go. Number one, it can take on the film package and still splash the red Supernova cards because it can search them with Bonnie. And then number two, I think it might even go down a more a list that's more akin to like it would just replace all the Straw Hat cards with Whitebeard cards, like the Whitebeard Searcher instead of Nami. What's his name? Izzo. Instead of running Chopper, yeah, it would lose one Dawn in the process. Instead of running Chopper, you'd run Fossa. Instead of running, you'd run Vista. Some lists already run Vista. But anyway, all I'm trying to say is it's one of those situations where it's like where there's a will, there's a way. And red-green Law's effect is not any worse. Like, it's still just as strong as ever. And now you'd have a reason to play the 1 Marco and the 1 4-cost Marco if that were the case. But anyway, I just want to know what you guys think about Zoro as well. How do you think Trafalgar Law is going to fare going forward? Red-green Trafalgar Law, obviously. And then red Zoro. How do y'all think they're going to fare going forward? Right, guys, kind of a shorter video today by my standard. I just want to leave y'all with that. Interesting stuff going on. I mean, I'm happy in one sense. I'm happy that they're trying to make adjustments to make the game better. I'm always for that. But this is another situation where I don't know if this was the right route with some of these bans. I'm all for the Edward Newgate ban. But just like what they did back in, what they say, it was like July 28th or something, where it was July 28th when they did that first wave of big restrictions after the Moby Dick ban. It's like, okay, how do I say this? They banned the Moby Dick, and then they did all these restrictions. Like, okay, this will slow down Newgate. It didn't. It just didn't, guys. It didn't slow it down. Because the leader was so powerful, they just found another way to exploit it. So I just want to know what you guys think about it. Tell me what y'all think about Newgate, Law, Zoro, and so on. All right, guys. Hope y'all enjoyed that. And please don't forget to like and subscribe. Please don't forget to join the Discord if you want to hang out there and chat with us. We're talking about One Piece 24/7 all the time. So yeah, that's about it, guys. All right. Until next time. Peace.